After the holidays, a lot of my clients, myself included, feel so sluggish and overwhelmed and just blah. It's so hard to get out of this hole and to not feel like you're in hibernation, but yet your soul craves more. Today, we're going to talk about how to get out of that slump and what we can do to take life to the next level in ways that will not overwhelm us. Hey parents, welcome to Fulfillment Therapy. Do you want to raise your kids better and have a stronger marriage? Are you up late at night researching marriage and parenting tools and self-care tips? Do you start each day hoping for deeper connections and less chaos, but it ends with family arguments and going 12 different directions again? My name's Kendra, wife, mom, therapist, and growth enthusiast. It wasn't until I discovered how to fulfill my unmet needs that I was finally able to show up as my best self as a spouse and parent. I realized that by meeting my needs, I could more fully meet the needs of my family with more energy and less resentment. In this podcast, I teach parents skills like boundary setting, prioritizing personal needs, communication, and claiming ownership. Just like my clients, you'll be shocked by the improvement in your marriage, parenting, and personal life when you focus on fulfilling your important unmet needs. Ready to prioritize yourself so you can quit mentally throat punching people? Then grab those earbuds and head outside, and let's walk and talk. Welcome back, my friends, to episode 179, Reigniting Your Spark, a parent's guide to rediscovering purpose and energy. And my goodness, do we not need that? All of us, especially after the holidays. It might be a little too soon. Maybe you're not quite there. You're still in that mind frame of cleaning up after the holidays, getting rid of all the junk in your fridge and in your house and just purging. Or maybe you are laying on the couch and just groaning for all the intense stuff that happened during the holidays. I have no idea. And yet, it's very close where you're going to start to feel restless. You start to feel stuck. It's like your mind and your body want to hibernate, and yet this other part of you, like your soul, really craves this progress. It craves having more structure and having the kids go back to school and getting more dialed in on things again instead of just eating whatever you want, doing whatever you want, getting through all the holiday celebrations and the parties and the performances and all of those things as parents and getting intentional again. That is what today is all about. I want to say a little bit about how it is for me right now. So, right now, I'm looking out the window and it is super foggy and cold, and there's ice everywhere. And I have a big sweater on, and I just feel stuck and a little lethargic, and just I want to cover my head with a blanket. And yet I know that doing that, there's space for that. There's a little bit of space for just covering your head and hibernating for a minute. And yet long term, we know that just brings further depression or anxiety or restlessness and overwhelm. It's not the long term answer. And yet we can give ourselves little breaks. So, what can we do about it with that post holiday struggle, my friend? Are you like me or am I alone? I don't think I'm alone here. I don't think I'm alone in that feeling of restlessness, that feeling of complacency, where your core is a little bit soft. Yeah, your tummy just doesn't feel how it usually does. Your mind, your spirit, it just doesn't feel how you would like it to feel. And you want to do something, but you're not sure what to do. So, what do we do? Remember how I often quote Tony Robbins and how he says that progress equals happiness? And if we can make progress on a consistent basis, then we can be happy on a consistent basis. Well, I believe in this wholeheartedly. It's small and simple things. It's that eternal principle of progression. And I love this concept, and yet it's often overlooked. So, what is progress? Progress is an advancement toward a goal or improvement in some area of your life. So, maybe that is with your physical health, maybe that's with your marriage, maybe that's with your parenting, maybe it's your personal growth. Progress is essential for fulfillment and happiness. So, if you're saying, no, I'm pretty certain I just want to sit on the couch and do nothing, and that will make me happy, my friends, that is not true. There are moments that will help. There's an evening that might help. Maybe it's even a few days. Maybe it's a vacation, and that's okay if you need that. And ultimately, if we're not progressing, we are not happy. We're not becoming our best selves. Many of us get stuck in this trap that's a zombie mode. So maybe you can relate to that very much right now because you feel like a zombie. You might even look a little bit like a zombie. And this is when you are stuck in that mindless trap of consumption. So that's Netflix, that's social media, that's whatever it is. Maybe all the tech that you might have received for Christmas or bought yourself, and now you're questioning that decision because you're all just sitting around and you have cabin fever and it's only January and the beginning of January. I don't know about you, but we live in Idaho and it is cold often. It's actually not terrible in area compared to many places I've been, but we have months of winter yet, and cabin fever is a real thing, and it's gonna be in effect for a while. I really try to combat that with other things, but it's difficult when it's not beautiful outside, right? So, what is complacency? So, sometimes it might be this contentment, but not the kind that leads to happiness. It's this self satisfaction combined with this lack of awareness that often leads to those deficiencies or that failing to reach your higher potential or becoming your best self. It's just existing. Now, for many of my clients that feel that complacency or that mindless zombie mode, they often feel like they've lost their sense of self. And I've spoken to this a lot on the podcast before, but it's this space where parents often forget who they are in their desire to help their family and to show up for them. They just forget who they are and they forget to hone their gifts and their talents because they're focusing so much on their children or on their spouse that they forget that they matter too. And maybe this is you. Likely it is you to one degree or another. We were made for more than just survival. And that is why I'm so passionate about fulfillment therapy. It is something that I developed for those of you that are maybe new listeners or don't know a lot about it. It is very much inspired by Maslow's hierarchy of needs and reaching that greater level of fulfillment. You might have remembered looking at that pyramid, and as you move up that pyramid, you are able to get closer and closer to fulfillment as you put out those fires in those other areas. You don't struggle anymore finding a place to live or having food. And you have maybe more self esteem now, and you feel greater love and belonging generally. And yet there's something lacking, like you're ready for that next step, but you're really not sure how to get there. I'm going to share how you can get there today. Do you remember a quote that I've shared many episodes ago by Jim Rohn? I really appreciate what he says here. I actually put it in one of my courses as well. Jim Rohn said, "The best contribution I can make to someone else is my own personal development. If I become 10 times wiser or 10 times stronger, think of what that will do for my adventure as a father, as a business colleague, as a friend." Isn't that incredible? Like, we often forget how important personal development is and how it will benefit the people around us. We still think of it in many ways as selfish, like we're not willing to invest in ourselves. We're willing to sign our kids up for all sorts of extracurricular things and things to develop their talents. We're willing to pay that money. We're willing to take that time or allowing a spouse to do the same thing. And yet, when it comes to us, we often don't even consider it. My friends, I challenge you to change that narrative or change that belief this year. This is a new year with new opportunities, and there is so much that you can do to take your life to the next level in very simple ways. Now, you can continue listening to this podcast, and I hope that you do because this is going to be all about how to improve your mental health and wellness and your fulfillment as a parent and as a person and in your marriage. And there's more that you can do. But before we talk about that, let me tell you a little bit more about personal development. So, this is the process of improving yourself through activities that enhance your awareness and your identity and help you develop those talents and your potential and improve your quality of life so that you can contribute, so that you can help others become their best self and not just yourself. So, that's your children, it's anyone in your sphere of influence. When you improve your personal growth, everything is impacted in your life. So, the short and sweet of that is invest in yourself, even if you don't think you're worth it. Lean in, challenge that cognitive distortion, and do something about it. Okay, now I want to talk about what I've talked about a little bit in the last couple months, but I am releasing 3 courses. You might remember me talking about them. The first one is Ignite Your Life. It's a personal growth course for depleted parents. And then there's Mend Your Marriage. That's deepening emotional and physical intimacy with your spouse and deepening that connection. And then Find Your Focus. And that will help you build a successful online business in those very first preliminary steps. I want to talk to you about each of these because they truly will take your life to the next level in simple ways where you don't have to think about what to do next or where to go or who to trust. Like maybe you are looking for a trusted source that is professional, that has the background and the experience and the expertise to teach you what you need to do, but to break it down into ways that are not overwhelming. Like you don't want to be bombarded with all of this information, but you would like little bits in a week period. So my courses, how it works is Find Your Focus is 4 weeks. So it's just a smaller course. And then the mental health and wellness courses are 12 weeks. You have 3 months. So just 12 weeks where each week I break down the biggest issues that people come to me with when it comes to mental health and wellness. And again, that's my background as a therapist and also as a personal trainer. And what you can do with your mental health and holistic health to improve, but not in such an overwhelming way. It's just one video every week with a digital workbook and exercises that you can utilize, and then just small little things you can work on to reinforce those tools or those concepts. And then you also get extra accountability, and that's through email, and it can be through more if you would like. And our team can check up on you. They can give you extra help and resources with that homework or anything else. You're always welcome to get extra help from me by signing up for coaching. But I teach you every single week in that video format about these concepts, these main issues for these different courses. For example, personal growth, like what can you do individually to take your life to the next level? Or what can you do to take your marriage to the next level? And in that business course, you might be thinking, like, why does she have a business course? It's because so many people have asked me, how did you grow a podcast in 18 months and make it the top 1% globally? What did you do? I'm telling you, you can't just Google stuff and make that happen overnight. It's very helpful to have somebody that's done it before and can break it down in step by step ways and show you what not to do and what to do to start it right from the very beginning so that you could do the same thing. So, the reason that I include that there in my courses is because I want you to become your best self and I want you to spread your influence and be that voice of goodness in the world. I want you to help others become their best selves. If every single one of my listeners were able to do that and start their own online business and their podcast, if you want to start a podcast, you don't even have to do that part, but start an online business or something where it can be flexible for your family. It can be passive income. It can be something that if your kids are sick or if something happens or if you have to move or whatever it is, you have more flexibility and you can be with your family more regularly instead of being at the whim of a boss. Or simply you want to grow something slowly and become your best self and impact the world as a little side hustle because you just need something else so you're not so depleted with dishes and laundry, but something else on the side, and you're not just stuck in that consumer mode, but you're creating. So that's what those courses are about. And the point of it is to help you become who you were meant to become in simple, affordable ways. So when I designed this course and I shared it with other people and I got input and mentoring on it, everybody said, oh, it should be much more expensive. But I said, you know what? I'm just going to put it at a lower rate so more people can access it. So it's very affordable, especially considering how many courses I've taken for my own personal development and that self investment. I've used all of that knowledge, and I decided from the very beginning that I was going to give you 10 times what you were paying, 10 times at least. And I've delivered on that. I have poured my heart out creating these courses with my interns and done it slowly but surely. And if I didn't like it, I scrapped it. And I'm always adding more value to those things as I create more things for my clients and as they give me more feedback on what helps and what doesn't and what resources they like. So I wanted you to have that as well. So very affordable, incredibly helpful. And it's the small and simple things on how to improve your mental health and wellness and improve your fulfillment in life. So you're not going about stuck in that complacency, stuck in that stagnancy. All right, my friends, I want to leave you with a gift. We released this gift yesterday, but if you don't follow us on social media, I suggest you start because if we ever have another discount like that again, I don't know if we will. It's very rare, but that will be listed first on Instagram or on Facebook. We are on a lot of different platforms out there, so you can check out where to find us in the show notes. But follow us, find us in those locations, and you can also sign up for our weekly emails. And we talk about those limited offers or different things that we are offering clients on there first. So you can go to our website to sign up for those weekly emails in that connect with us part of our website. Now, the gift that we announced on those different things, if you haven't seen it, you get a 25% off discount on our 3 courses today only. It was yesterday too, but since you didn't have this podcast episode yet, you may not have heard about it. The promo code for that discount is fulfillment25. So all in caps, all one word. And you can find that on fulfillmenttherapy.org/institute, or just go to our website under courses and that will be available where you can sign up for those courses beginning January 1st and moving forward. But that discount only lasts for today. Now, if you sign up for it, do you have to immediately do the course? No, you do not. You can do it at your own pace, whatever, but that discount only lasts for today. So you will not get that starting tomorrow. So keep that in mind. And remember that this small fee might be your holdup or it might be time or whatever it is, but truly this course is flexible. It's affordable. It is from somebody that has similar values. And these are ways you can have that incremental growth and have that accountability broken up in bit by bit, those weekly lessons with the biggest topics that will impact your life, both your personal life, your marriage, and then if you are going to start a business, but you don't know how to start or what to do. You're at the very first step of knowing that your soul is craving that. It feels like the right step, but you don't know how to do it. Remember, my friends, progress is fulfillment. Progress is happiness. There is no other way. No matter what other people tell you on the internet or otherwise, there is not a quick fix to fulfillment or to happiness. So if you're ready for that proactive growth, if you're ready to leave that zombie stage behind, if you're ready to have it broken down in simple ways, then go to fulfillmenttherapy.org. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, the only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. Remember, fulfillment is the feeling of satisfaction and happiness that comes from achieving your goals and leading a meaningful life. It is when you let complacency and stagnancy go and embrace your potential and lean into your higher self so that others in your sphere of influence can become their best selves as well. Thanks for listening today, my friends. I hope you do sign up for the courses, if only so you can start investing in yourself and remembering that you matter just as much as everyone else in your family. I'm going to end with what I said earlier from Jim Rohn. Remember, he said, "The best contribution I can make to someone else is my own personal development. If I become 10 times wiser or 10 times stronger, think of what that will do for my adventure as a father, as a business colleague, as a friend." My friends, I can speak from personal experience that it wasn't until I started investing in myself, and my husband did the same, that I was able to take my life to the next level and I was able to become who I was meant to become. Now, has it been a simple journey? Has it been just a cakewalk since I made that decision? No. And yet, it feels so joyful knowing that I am striving, that I'm living proactively, that I'm not staying stagnant, that I'm leaning into my fears, because that is where joy and happiness reside. Now, sometimes there's exhaustion there, and I have to pace myself and I have to course correct, but that's part of the journey too. And I'm going to teach you how to course correct over and over. I don't feel shame around that anymore. I feel excitement, and you can feel that too. Thank you again, my friends, for listening today. Go access that 1 day left promo code fulfillment25, all capital letters, all one word, on fulfillmenttherapy.org/institute to sign up for our courses now and take your life to the next level. Until next time, my friends. Hey friends, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, chances are someone else would too. Would you take 30 seconds to share this with a friend who's looking for greater family fulfillment? And while you're sharing, tell me what you think about the show by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts. It refuels me when I hear this podcast is helping you. No matter what your house or your hair looks like, I'll meet you back here every Monday and Thursday morning for more episodes. Until then.